Hey YouTube, TCG Shack here, and today I just got back from locals. We decided to play, well, me and a few mates decided to play LOL decks just for the sake of it, basically. It's nearing the end of the format. We're not going to any real big competitions other than Battle of the City at Highlander Games. But we decided, first for LOLs, we'll decide to play some LOL decks. Not everyone did, because there was a few that, because we communicated on Facebook. Well, I decided to build, which really was painful to play and probably play against as well. Final Countdown. It started off fine. I got Final Countdown early, but towards later on in the rounds, I just could not draw into it. I just kept stalling, and then when I finally got it, I had to stall even more. So I'll explain it when I go to the actual matches. But yeah, the deck, Final Countdown, I built this up basically just last night. I had an already thought out-ish type build from last format, but I changed it up to this format. And side deck, I built a minute before the tournament started, so it wasn't great, but it was just, because it was just a one-off thing, I didn't really thought much. I thought, I could probably do this, let's do that. But yeah. Main deck, triple Fader. Most of these are pretty much standard in the Final Countdown. Triple Swift Scarecrow. People were wondering what was wrong with this, and it was double Penguin Soldier. I decided to run that because it gave me some stalls as well, like a few outs. Like if they try to make it Xyz, that can get around, say Gravity Bind or that, I'll do set Penguin Soldier and bounce it. Say if I went against Sam's, this is actually where I got the tech from. It was back when Sam's was around, and basically I'd need to play 2 cards to get around Sam's. So set a Penguin Soldier, they attack, I can just bounce their guy. That's how that worked. It's actually came in pretty handy today, so it's worked really well. People, when they first saw Penguin Soldier, was like, what? And then after a while they started seeing how I played it. It's like, actually realised that actually is quite a good card in here. Next is just one of the, like, Earth, Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper, one of each. I used to run 2 Spirit Reapers. Before I actually got all the cards I ran 3, but now I run 2 because it's, well, one of each, because it's actually quite easy to get around. But that's just the monster build. There's a lot of cards I could have used, say like Golden Ladybug to gain life points back, Cyber Valleys, but I didn't have them, stuff like that. But that's basically what I had for monster build. It's worked. Spells, obviously, kind of obvious, triple Final Countdown. Not really explanation for that. All I have to say is it wins games. Triple Duality, since you do not special summon at all, helps you search for that Final Countdown as well. Triple Upstart, since life points to your opponent doesn't matter, so you just draw, basically. Double Swords, it has helped me stall quite a few times. Double MST to actually get rid of back row, actually was really helpful to get rid of back row. 1 level area limit B, and 1 Scapegoat, because I actually like the Scapegoat in here. It's worked pretty well. Traps, this pretty much standard, triple Threatening Roar, triple Woboku, and triple Thunder of Ruler. I run 2 Dark Bribes to basically stop, like if they Solemn J my Final Countdown, I could Dark Bribe it. Stuff like that, it helps me get a lot of my plays through. Stuff like that. 2 Gravity Binds, I used to run 3, but I decided to have room, so I didn't want to put it down to 1, but I wanted to have, basically put some other cards in there. I can't remember what it was, but I went from 3 to 2. Probably because Xyz are around now and they get over Gravity Bind, so I decided to put it down to 2, but it's still a good card. And Solemn J and TT. TT is basically if they summon a guy and you don't really have anything, you have to TT to clear the field. It's kind of like gives you another turn. It's 41 cards. I know it's not good to have 41 cards, but I could not think of what to take out, hence it went to 41. That's basically it. Extra deck, and this will probably seem really weird because I just couldn't build. I just really could be bothered building an extra deck, so I just basically took some of the standards I've had from my Blackwing decks, that's what I was playing before, and just stuck in some stuff that, if I didn't find something helpful, then I just stuck that into it. Stuck that out and just stuck stuff in. So, it's like Catastor, Ryo, Armed Wing, you'll see why I run Armed Wing, Gaia as a beat stick, Black Rose, kind of standard, Ancient Fairy as a wall, again, oh, you can't see these. Armor Master, you'll see why, you probably guessed I had Gale somewhere now. Beat Stick for Archfiend, Stardust as a staple, Scrap Dragon, pretty much staple, and the random text of Red Dragon, Archfiend, Colossal Fighter, Thought Ruler. Red Dragon, because in case I needed 3k guy, I happened to be able to make Colossal and Thought Ruler, because they were good synchros, but just the release of other better synchros and Xyz have really made them not really as played now. Trish, just in case, and because I run Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper, they're both level 3. Leviathan. I had no Leviair to get removed from play stuff like Battle Fader, don't know why I do that anyway. I had no Zen mains, so Leviair was the only choice I had. Now, side deck was what I decided to make while I was there, like a few minutes before. I thought I should have a side deck, but what to put into a final countdown side deck. So, I came up with this. Double Thunder King, double Veiler, 1 Gale, 1 Gors, 1 BLS, 1 Caius, and 1 Gold Sork, which I still have, by the way. Paul. Stupid Paul. The free big trap card, spell cards, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and Reborn. Double Warning, and Mirror Force. Basically, I decided if Final Countdown would not work against this deck, or their playstyle basically, they could play around Final Countdown easily, I basically just transitioned from Final Countdown into a kind of a stall chaos deck, which actually works pretty well. I decided to do it once in the entire game because I just decided it would actually work pretty well to do that. Game 1 I got a bye, so I won that. Game 2 I went against Watts. It was Paul Flynn's Watts. Stupid Paul. He basically it's basically stall versus stall, but his win condition was to stall the opponent from attacking and attacking your opponent. And mine was just stall and play Final Countdown. So my stall counteract his win, and he had nothing to basically beat me with. So technically, it was basically a win for me straight from that. Game 2 I went against the new Chaos Dragons. I went 2-1. Game 3, I think it was game 3 anyway. I finally managed to play Final Countdown. I think game 1 I won. It was kind of standard, just stall your way through. Game 2, I didn't get into anything good, so he managed to win from that. I couldn't get into Final Countdown, and he basically beat me from there. Game 3, I did get into Final Countdown, but I had barely any. I had 4 cards in hand. I think it was Gravity Bind, 2 Battle Faders, and a Swift Scarecrow, and I had face down Gravity Bind already, and something else. He Heavy Stormed. I couldn't do anything to stop him, so had to let Heavy Storm go through. And then he deck dev'd me, which pretty much from that I had to drop off basically everything I had to stop him, because he Heavy Stormed. I had nothing to chain, and I thought in hand I was thinking, okay, if he does do anything strong back row, I still got these. Did not expect a deck dev to suddenly come in, and I had to bin all my Battle Faders and Swift Scarecrows. After that, I just attacked for game. That was the only loss that I had. Game 4, I went against another Chaos deck. It wasn't the same Chaos build. It had, for some reason, I had no Eclipse Wyverns. But yeah, pretty much, he could not actually find an out to the level area limit beat, and when he finally drew into MST, I had Gravity Bind by then, so I pretty much stalled my way to victory with that. Top, and then after that, Highlander decided to do a different thing. It was basically the top 8 players go into a knockout system, and that will determine the place you're in the top 8. First game of top 8, I went against the exact same person I went against round 4. It went 2-1 this time. Game 2, I basically could not draw into it. By the time I got Final Countdown, all I had was Dark Bribe, Solemn Judgment, and not really anything else. And from that, I couldn't draw into a stall card, and he basically will swarm the field and attack for game. That was simple enough. Top 4, I went against a Dragoonity deck. This was actually Declan's Dragoonity deck. Game 1, he basically annihilated me. I could not get in. I did not manage to get into Final Countdown, and I couldn't stall my way because he kept Spirit Reapers, Gravity Bind, stuff like that. He just managed to keep equipping Atlas to a Dragoonity guy, and he had Scrap Dragon on field, and he basically kept popping 2 stuff over and over. So I just couldn't get it off there. That's when I decided to actually try out my Chaos things, because from that he was able to completely keep destroying everything I had. So I thought, stalling with Final Countdown, I probably won't be able to do so many turns. So I thought I'll take out Final Countdown and put in Chaos. To be fair, it did work. Probably from that, if I didn't do that, I might have lost, I'm not sure, but because I managed to win because he couldn't draw into his main stuff, and I was basically able, since I decided to go into aggro, I basically managed to beat him through that. Same happened in Game 3, although Game 3 was just basically draw, set, go, draw, set, go. It just got real boring. Neither of us could draw into anything, and it basically became off that, and he had to basically try to go off, but by the time that happened, I already had enough stuff to stop him, so from that, I was able to win that. Top 2, which was again against Paul Flynn's Watts. We started playing. By this time, since I've been playing Final Countdown, it was just devastatingly long, playing that long. So by this time, neither of us could actually be bothered playing, because it was stall versus stall. But afterwards, the guy came up. It was 4 turbo packs each, so he got 4, I got 4. It's like he already laid next to us. It's like you're both getting 4, and I just said, well, you want to just call it tie, because we both really couldn't be bothered trying to go through the entire Final Countdown. So me and him just tied for first in the end. So that's how the thing went today. And also I managed to get Ultra Book now, so I'm basically my decks are nearly completely foiled. Yes, still need horns. Anyway, that's everything. I did say I was going to make a post Order of Chaos Blackwing deck. I did try out Creeping Darkness. Didn't really like it that much. It's kind of like the same as Dark Eruption, how you did need to set up before you could use it, and Creeping Darkness was meant to help you start off by getting you your Shuras and that, but by the time that's actually properly set up, you basically already have the place you've needed for Boris, like say get Vayu and stuff like that, and by then you'd want to get your Blizzards for those plays instead. Creeping Darkness doesn't do that, so from that I was thinking of it. I tried out one game. It can work, I suppose, but in the long run I don't think it would work that well, and I just went back to the build I posted up before. So it was, I think maybe after, if we do get the 1/9 Blackwing, it would be a lot better. Maybe try 1 or 2, since that's actually quite a decent target, even get late game, because it provides a 1/9 guy that can't be destroyed by spells and traps, since you have Icarus to keep clearing fields. Well, that's why I didn't post up a Blackwing, because I didn't think it was good enough. It wasn't better, so I decided I'll go back to my standard one I had before, and I was going to try it out again this week to see how Creepy Darkness does work, but honestly now I don't think it would work that great. So we all decided to play LOL decks and made Final Countdown. Next week, I don't know, I think it's a tag tournament, and a week after is Battle of the Kingdoms. I'll probably be playing Blackwings, I'm not too sure. I like the Blackwings again. I like my build, it's doing well, but there's also scraps, so anyway, that's everything. See you, YouTube.